have 6 grandchildren, and they, whenever they start getting around us, they all seem to come up with a similar question. And the question is, I'm your favorite, right? Well, we have to be real careful with that. Our oldest grandson, we can call him our number 1 grandson. Our oldest granddaughter, we can call her our number 1 granddaughter, because that's the number in which they arrive. But when we start talking about favorites, we just can't start picking favorites. And so some of my other grandchildren, when they come and they'll say, I really am your favorite, right? And so I'll just call their name, and I'll say, well, you are my favorite Hugh, or you are my favorite Nicholas, or you are my favorite Alex, or you are my favorite Eli, whatever it may be. I'll just say that you're my favorite, and then call their name, the favorite of that particular name. It's hard to be able to pick a favorite whenever you have such wonderful grandchildren like I do. Well, my name is Richard Coleman. I'm the pastor at Shepherd Church of the Nazarene in Lexington, South Carolina, and it's great to spend just a few moments with you today. Some of the disciples started chatting with each other, and they started saying, well, I wonder which one of us will be the greatest in Jesus' kingdom. I wonder which one of us will sit on his right and which one will be on his left. I wonder which one of us, and they started having this debate about which one would be the greatest. Jesus knew what they were talking about, and so he called a little child over, and he said, I'm going to tell you, he said, whoever recognizes and welcomes someone like this little child, then they welcome me too. Then Jesus went on to say, he said, you have to be able to have the attitude and the concept of a little child in order to get into heaven. In other words, we've got to have the faith that a child has in their parent. I mean, if there's a big lightning storm outside, and what's a child going to do? They're going to run to their parent. Now, can their parent keep them from getting struck from lightning? Absolutely not. But they feel safer when they are with their parent. They have that much faith in their parent. And Jesus wants us to understand we need to have that type of faith in him. We have to have the faith of a little child. Then Jesus went on to say, he said, in my kingdom, the least will be the greatest. I admire people that have musical talent. I don't. Whenever I clap to music, I find myself clapping on the offbeat. I mean, I'm just not musically inclined, and I have friends and relatives that are, and it just amazes me to see how they're able to do some of that. And it would be easy to say, well, it's just not fair, and why couldn't I have had that talent, or why couldn't I have had that gift, or whatever it is. But you see, God gifted each one of us individually. And each of us do have a gift. You have a gift. You can probably start thinking about some of those. It might be something to do with an instrument. It might be about singing. It could be a gift of administration. It could be a gift of generosity. There's just so many ways. Some people have the gift of gab. I mean, just to be able to talk and make other people feel comfortable. Some people have the gift of listening, that you can go to them and confide in them, and you just feel like you could just talk to them forever. So there's all kinds of gifts that God has given us. And whenever we look at our gift, we ought not try to compare it to someone else. Because if we say, well, this person can speak 3 languages and play 4 instruments, and look how gifted and talented they are, but whatever gift God has given you is just as important because God gave it to you. And if you were able to put gifts on a scale, and if you found out that you had the least of all gifts, guess what? Jesus said in this passage, he who has the least will be the greatest. So it gives us something to think about. So I believe what God wants us to do is take the gifts and graces that he has given us in our life and use them for him to the very best of our ability. And whenever we have done that, then we are in God's will, and God will continue to bless us as we're able to bless others. So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May his face shine upon you. May you truly use your gifts for God this week. Thanks for taking the time and viewing today.